Hello, Debbie here. Welcome to Bite Size Bliss. So I have just finished this morning's Wednesday Rise and Shine live Zoom class. So this morning we did a practice that was themed around the hips, which can be a constant source of tension, especially if you spend quite a lot of your time sat down. So if you're sat at a desk to work, you're sat to drive to work, you then come home, sit and eat your dinner, then you perhaps, and I'm not assuming, but perhaps you then sit and watch some TV with a little bit of movement kind of in between. But for quite a lot of people, they can spend a lot of their day in that sitting position. So if you can imagine what that does for the muscles and the connective tissues surrounding the hips, they get so used to being in that position all the time that when you ask them to then stretch and straighten out, they find it difficult, and it creates tension around other parts of the body. So it can create tension around the back. That tension can move up to the kind of torso, up to the shoulders, maybe even down towards the legs. So it's quite a common area that people struggle with. So I would encourage you, whether you sit down all day or not, to kind of get your hips moving as often as possible. The more we can get that blood flow and that circulation and kind of hydrate the hips and disrupt their kind of normal positions, then the more mobile they will be, and hopefully then that will make other areas of the body be able to move easier. Anyway, I've blabbled on far too long. So this morning I'm going to do some hip salutations with you. They're a bit like a sun salutation, but their focus is on the hips, and you do it all from standing. If you find getting down into quite a low squatting position is a challenge for you, then just go as far as you can. So this is not necessarily about how far into a low squat you can get. It's more about creating that movement. The more you practice it, you might just notice that your hips do get further without even realizing into that squat. But sometimes our hips, we've got to work with what movement we've got and not force them into a position that doesn't feel good. So if it feels good, I guess what I always say to people in classes is if it feels good, embrace it. If it's feeling restricted, then just take it as far as you feel comfortable with, modify wherever needed. Okay, so for this sequence, you can be standing anywhere on your mat if you're using a mat or wherever you're practicing, and I would encourage you to take your feet quite wide. So probably a little bit wider than shoulder width. So I'm going to show you this from both angles so you can see kind of where my hips are going, where my body's going. So I turn my toes out slightly. That gives a little bit more movement in the hips, and then just relax your arms down by your side. So we start by inhaling, taking the arms up above the head. Bring the palms of the hands together. Now, as you lower your hands, you're going to bend your knees and send them out towards your toes. So this might be as low as you get. You might get a bit further. You might be able to drop all the way down. So go as far as you feel comfortable going. Now, encourage the left hand to go down towards the thigh or towards the ground, and the right arm can either twist up to the head or we can extend it up to straight. Then we come back to the center. We can bring the hands to heart center and do the same on the other side. So either hand to the thigh, the ground, and reach the other arm up. Then coming back to the center, straighten your legs and let your body hang down towards the ground. Either with straight legs, or you can bend the knees if that feels better. Relax the head and just let your upper torso hang down towards the ground. When you're ready to inhale, slowly roll the spine all the way back up to standing. So that's a hip salutation. So if I show you from the side, so toes turned out, feet nice and wide. Relax the arms down by your side. Take an inhale breath, lift the arms up. Exhale, lower down as low as you can. Okay, so please don't force yourself into a position if it doesn't feel good for your hips, but embrace it if it does. Okay, so sending the left hand down, right arm reaching up. So if it doesn't feel good straight, bring the hand to the hip, or even Keep that hand down and just turn the body to twist. Then we do the same on the other side. So twisting across and then coming back to the center, straightening the legs and let your head, your arms hang down towards the ground. On your inhale breath, slowly rolling the spine all the way back up to standing. So I'll do another round with you, and you can do as many as you would like to do. So we inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lower down into a squat. Send the left hand down to the thigh or to the ground, right arm up, twist. Come back to the center, change sides, twist. Straighten the legs, let the body hang down towards the ground. And on the inhale breath, slowly roll the spine all the way up to standing. Let's even it out. We'll do a fourth one. So inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, come down into a low squats, or as low as you can go. Left arm down, right arm up, twist. Come back to the center, change sides. Twist. Straighten the legs, let the body dangle down, and then slowly roll the spine all the way up to standing. So they are hip salutations, a nice alternative to sun salutations and a great way to get your hips moving. If they're quite tight, then I would recommend maybe repeating that 5, 6, 7, 8 times and just slowly moving through that sequence to help warm up and release the hips. So I hope you're enjoying these mini practices. They are all kind of linked to what I do in my live online classes. So if you are interested to find out more, I am actually running the option of a free 7-day trial. So I have 2 membership options available. My live and on-demand package, where you get access to the live classes and the library of practices that are added to each month, or the on-demand practice. So the live and on-demand is $29.99 a month. The on-demand only is $15.99 a month. If you are unsure, you can try either one of those packages for 7 days. And then if you decide you don't want to continue, you would cancel it. And if you want to continue, then it would take your first subscription at the end of your trial. So I will pop a link in this email and at the end of this practice if you are interested. Otherwise, just keep tuning in for these mini practices. And as you might have already seen, there's a mixture of meditation, of movement, mindfulness to just help support you in your everyday life. So help you both physically and emotionally to move, stretch, calm and relax your body. All right, have a great day, whatever you're up to, and I will see you next time.